JSOnAir time now. Milwaukee archdiocese creditors are asking a judge to set aside a ruling that blocks funds from a trust to be used to pay their settlement.
They're also asking that judge to recuse himself from the case over a potential conflict of interest. We're joined this afternoon by Bruce Vielmetti from the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. So what's this conflict of interest?
Well, the creditors committee asserts that the conflict of interest is that the judge and his family have plots in these cemeteries that would be cared for by the trust fund money. So their claim is that he should have disclosed that fact earlier in the litigation, and that it amounts to even a financial stake. Their theory being, I guess, that if all the money in the trust fund went to pay abuse victims, the judge would be left to have to pay for his own upkeep of his family's grave sites.
So in the church abuse scandal, there are court cases all over the country. Has anything like this ever come up where the judge has been called into question because of a relative being buried in a cemetery?
Not for this specific instance, and apparently for no other instance as well. The lawyers for the committee here are lawyers from around the country that have been involved in a lot of these bankruptcy cases, and they note in a footnote to one of the motions that they're trying to make it clear it's not because Judge Rand is Catholic that they're asking him and that he's impartial. They're claiming that his faith itself makes him impartial. And they note that there have been a lot of other Catholic judges in bankruptcy matters that have even made adverse rulings but have never been requested to recuse themselves. They say the specific thing about the cemetery fund is different.
So let's say this judge does recuse himself and then the ruling is set aside, then where does that leave us? Does the church then come back with, okay, we want a different judge to look at this?
Yes, I think what they're asking here is just to have the ruling set aside, not necessarily, of course, the creditors hope they could prevail and get a different ruling from a different judge. That remains to be seen. One problem they have, I guess, is that if they don't prevail, they might come before Judge Randa on another matter yet that's related to the bankruptcy. So it gets pretty sticky here. It's, as they say, if you shoot for the king, you better not miss.
Tread lightly, yeah. All right, Bruce Vielmetti, thanks for joining us this afternoon.
Sure.
And you can read more about it at jsonline.com. We have a link on our website as well, tmj4.com.